So, you guys, tonight I decided I was going to try my best to involve myself with something recreational. Naturally, watching videos is a way to go about it. I never really talk about any other people from YouTube, but I have wanted to eventually get around to letting you guys know which channels I watch and how I feel about those creators and their content. So tonight, what I'm gonna do is whatever I watch from whatever channel, I'm going to let you guys know what I watched and thoughts about what I think about their channels based on my experience and thoughts about the episode that I just watched to sort of get me warmed up and fired up to eventually making episodes about individual folks and letting you guys know if I remember how I discovered them, what they mean to me, so on and so forth. So right now I'm watching the newest episode of one of my favorite recent discoveries, and this channel is pretty young as well. It's called Green Dot Aviation. I'm not going to bore you with my background with aviation, but just know that that is genuinely a topic that interests me, and this guy's production has improved, increased, definitely for the better. I particularly like the way that he narrates, and he himself, from what I remember, is training. I'm not sure if he's done. I'm not nosy like that, but I know that I read somewhere that he's working on his license, so I can respect him for that. This episode is called Why Didn't He Listen? Korean Air Cargo 8509. I know what this episode is about. I know about this flight. I'm excited to see his take on it. And this video is 27 minutes long. And yeah, I'm gonna watch all of it and then I'll come back and let you guys know how I feel. And lately, I've been doing my best to leave a comment under almost every video that I watch, because I used to be the silent watcher for years, but now, even though I leave comments and I know they get replies, I never read the replies. I had to stop because it was becoming a little too time consuming. Unless I leave a question on a specific topic and I remember, I just delete the email notification and I just clear out my YouTube notification. It always says +9. So yeah, I just sincerely do not have time for that. If I don't have time for you guys, I don't have time for anybody else. All right, let's get started. I'm so excited. He's one of my favorites. Subtitles. I cannot hear without subtitles. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, my man has clarity, but I'm also eating a bag of chips, so I cannot hear over the crunch, but I have gotten so used to subtitles now that I just need them. I want them. I like them. I have a very strong relationship with subtitles. I must say, you guys, I remember observing my brother learning or practicing his flying in Flight Simulator 2000. Now I'm so impressed by how far the simulator has come. I remember when Flight Simulator X came out and everybody was wilding up about it. But I just remember being impressed about how accurate it was. And one of the things this guy does is he has very, very nice simulator footage. I remember Flight Simulator 2000 was like pixelated. Sometimes, if I'm not careful and paying attention to the specific hue of blue, I may mistake a Korean plane with a KLM plane. Okay, episode done. As always, great production, neat, easy presentation. The footage, always a pleasure, always engaging. Obviously, I'm not going to spoil the details of this episode. Please visit this channel if you're curious about learning something new, especially something that's more on the technical side of things. I enjoy it. Even if I'm not going to do anything with this knowledge, I like understanding the way of things as best as I can. Now I am on a very popular, very successful channel run by Penguin Z0, aka the Charlie of YouTube. I love this guy. His commentary is absolutely hilarious to me. I love the way that he compares things to other things and his references and all that. And I also like how he delivers everything with his monotone voice. I find him pretty inspiring because I can tell that he likes what he's doing and he has a lot of fun with it. And he also legit tries to help people with what he has going on here. I think he is definitely the Jesus of YouTube. I have no shame in saying that. Besides, a lot of people say that anyway. I enjoy hanging out in his comment section because people are pretty funny and I learn a thing or two from time to time. I am going to watch the newest video as of right now, which is Craziest Husband Ever. I can tell this is gonna be super funny. Yep, great commentary as always. I recommend that you guys check him out if you guys are into adult topics and I guess very, how can I describe Charlie? I might just say savage level commentary. I love him. Now I'm going to tune in to Hospice Nurse Julie. Why you shouldn't be afraid of death and dying. I have watched five-ish of her videos before, and they have to do with what happens after someone dies and the symptoms to observe or symptoms that you can expect to observe and how to care for somebody, things like that. And this is useful because we often don't think about this. We never think that this is going to happen to us or that we're not going to experience this so soon and things like that. And I like to have at least the exposure to this topic, have heard about it so that once it's upon me, it's like, okay, I'll react to it a little more favorably as opposed to emotionally and mentally block myself and not be functional. And you know, this is the truth of life, the reality of life. None of us are going to escape it unless you die young or something. But in the natural order of things, this is coming. So I think that it's great that we have people who share the observations in their professions, no? Yep, let's dive in. Absolutely enjoyed this video. I love her tone. I like that she explains this in a manner that really inspires you to hear her out and find out more. And you can tell that she speaks with the confidence that only an individual who has had extensive experience doing this can. I'm really grateful that I have the mindset to be open and welcome topics like this. I remember a time when I might have been a little bit timid about a topic like this because I used to be definitely afraid of dying as a kid. I think we all are as children because we just don't understand things. But I'm not going to spoil the content of her video. Please go watch it. But I like that I found her channel because I think that the way she explains this type of thing, this kind of topic, it really makes me feel like everything is going to be okay, which it is. I mean, life is going to continue right after I'm done living my cycle in the same manner that it was here before I got here. So, yeah, I like this. I find that as a emotional guide or preparation for what's coming because you know, the older you get, people around you are going to begin to perish. A lot of people you care for are going to begin to transition into the other realm. And I think the more informed and exposed to it in a sense, best you can without overdoing it, then the better it gets, the more natural it feels. Because it is a natural thing. But I feel like we live lives that are very disconnected from things like that we forget to think about this. Loved it. Please check out her channel. I find it amazing, very comforting. All right, now I am over at the channel that I discovered about a month and a half ago that I have been very intrigued by, and that is Ocean Liner Designs. And it's because my boy over here be doing the stuff that Green Dot Aviation does, but it's about maritime topics. It's not limited to just disasters. He'll explain things like what happens with, say, Titanic survivors. I watched that one last night. He'll go over the design of ships and he'll express his own opinion on how he thinks they could have been better. And he's also an artist of some sort. Like, he legit hand draws ships, at least the Titanic. I know that for sure. And I like that he addresses things that maybe some of us have wondered but have never really had a concise source that has researched this and presented it in the way he does. And I like his tone, of course, his presentation. I also find him fun to listen to because he has a way of keeping you engaged. And I like that even if you have no understanding of maritime things, he really makes it simple to digest. You can see that in the comments. Nobody has a bad thing to say about this guy. And I think that's awesome. Tonight, I'm going to watch real life creepy ghost ships because I'm kind of fatigued about the topic of Titanic. I mean, I think Titanic, of course, the degree of it, the extent of that uh, story and the characters and the ship and all that, I understand why it's a big deal and legendary. But I like that he takes the time to go over the things that people don't usually mention. Another thing I watched, I think this was earlier today, was about Bruce Ismay and how he seems to be misunderstood. But yeah, enough rambling from me. I'm gonna dive into this video. Since I'm kind of scared of the ocean, stories about ghost ships definitely spook me out, especially if I've never heard of them. And once again, awesome video on this channel. I like how simple he makes the topics. You can tell that he's been into this stuff and thinking about it for a long time because he's got such a natural way of projecting as he narrates his own script. Well, that's it from me, you guys. Hopefully, you consider some of these channels, and if you happen to know some of them already, let me know what it is that you like the most about them.